plenty of Major League Baseball updates coming your way. 2 weeks away from today to the official start date of opening day in MLB. That's March 28th. But the Padres and the Dodgers will play in the Seoul Series in South Korea, a 2-game set. And then LA and San Diego will have a couple of spring training games after that as well. Make it make sense at times. I don't think it can. But before we dive into the updates, not good news for Gerrit Cole and the Yankees. I do want to highlight what Donnie just said right there. It's not in-game live. It's not the early line MLB semi-opening day edition. It's a game. It is a game, so thus it must be game time decisions. Well done, Donnie. I think we could get that happening behind the scenes.
Exactly. From what I understand, like when you're under contract, like they can make you work like 60, 70, 80 hours because you don't get any more money for doing any extra shows.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like we shouldn't have to pitch this idea. Like Kevin, as we said, like, again, Kevin is the host of Game Time Decisions. And by the way, if you haven't checked out that brand new show with Energy at 6 p.m., you ought to check it out tonight because it's going to be popping. I can't wait to see the debut of Game Time Decisions, man. Love those commercials. Yeah, love them.
I thought Joe Ranieri was going to host this new Game Time Decision, 6 a.m. Eastern time. All right, enough of our fun here. Let's bring you the updates around Major League Baseball. We got another one for a third consecutive day on the Yankees ace and reigning AL Cy Young winner, Gerrit Cole. Because of what has happened here during spring training, Gerrit Cole will be on the shelf for at least the opening month of the 2024 MLB campaign. With the acquisition of Juan Soto in the offseason, the Pinstripes were only 10 cents behind the Astros for that top spot as the American League pennant favorite. This very, very bad news for the Yanks before opening day.
Might be the best pitcher in baseball, and you're having elbow issues already in spring training. Good. And also, the Yankees completely trying to downplay this. But you know how you know it's bad? When they say, all right, we'll have an update in a couple days. We're gathering information. You know what news spreads quickly here? Bad news spreads quickly, right? They're saying, like, you know what? We have it. Let's get some other secondary updates here. And also, it's not like Shaquille O'Neal in the NBA with the Lakers like 20 years ago. It's like, hey, Shaq, you got to get surgery on that toe here. Good. I'll get that October 31st so I can miss the first half of the season and be ready for the second half. You're talking about an elbow here. How many times have we seen this work out? Like, you know what? Precautionary. We're going to opt to do therapy and rehab as opposed to surgery. Gerrit Cole comes back. It's July 14th. And a week later, he's down for the season. And you blew 6 months when maybe you could have had that surgery. It's a terrible look for the Yankees right now, who certainly had some eyes on the prize of maybe we could put things together with Juan Soto, stay healthy, and win a pennant here. I don't think that's going to be the case. You can't lose Gerrit Cole and replace him at this point. It's devastating news for the Yanks.
Since New York's last World Series in 2009, they haven't even won an American League pennant. There was optimism, as there always is, up in the Bronx this year because of the roster and because of Gerrit Cole. Despite the pitching staff outside of Cole not being all that robust, we talked with Craig Mish. Would there be some moves the Yankees would make to fill in those spots? Dylan Cease was floated. Dylan Cease is now in San Diego. Brian Hoke, who covers the Yankees for Major League Baseball, said Gerrit Cole has had x-rays and a CT scan on his elbow in addition to an MRI. Now, if you follow sports enough, you know a couple of the big orthopedic surgeons like Dr. Neil ElAttrache. Never good when Dr. Neil ElAttrache is included in an update. When it is your pitching elbow, it is always serious. And as Donnie is alluding to, once the news starts to come, it maybe does not stop. We have seen a change in the win total for the Yankees now. It was 92.5. Now it's down by a full win to 91 and a hook. And when you look at Cole last year, the American League Cy Young Award winner, 15-4, 2.63 ERA. That's the updated markets for the Yanks in the American League East. Plus 150. We saw the movement in the American League pennant. We're catching up with those graphics. Yes, we certainly are. So the reigning American League Cy Young Award winner is now no longer the favorite to win this year's AL Cy Young. In fact, not even listed in the top 10 best prices. Corbin Burns, who is now a member of the Baltimore Orioles, although I think we're missing an E in his last name, 8-1 for Corbin Burns to be that American League Cy Young Award winner.
Maybe it's just Mr. Burns here, Ben, at that point. We don't even know who that is at this point. At the 8-1 price.
No, but it's kind of funny.
It does sound funny there. But if you are looking, I don't even know if we have a graphic on this with all those odds up. But by the way, Burns, Castillo, Lopez, Gausman, Skubal, Valdez, Kirby. Where are the mainstays here, Ben? Like, where are the first 4 to 5 names? Like, ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Oh,
he's a heavy favorite. Look at that. 8, 850, 850, 9, 10 to 1, 11 to 1, 12 to 1. You are going to get value in some pitchers that, quite frankly, the everyday person who watches baseball hasn't really heard of yet. Keep an eye on Skubal at a 10 to 1 price here. A young lefty with wicked stuff here. This is the most wide open Cy Young market I may have ever seen here in either league, Ben, to open the season.
DRS, you remember a couple of months ago when we looked at the NBA Coach of the Year award odds and we didn't really know who was the coach of which team? I think I can give you the top 5. Burns now in Baltimore, Luis Castillo with the Mariners, Pablo Lopez, Minnesota, Kevin Gausman, Toronto, Tariq Skubal in Detroit, Framber Valdez, Houston, George Kirby, Seattle.
Come on. Yeah, there you go. Bang,
Cole Reagans, Kansas City.
Actually, weird. Yeah, you're right about that. Kansas City,
Gilbert,
Let's go.
Seattle. Logan Gilbert, Seattle, Grayson Rodriguez, Baltimore. More in the early line next.